I have to admit, I wasn't expecting an invitation back.
Top Gun Maverick Hi I'm Thakit from Just Do It Thailand สวัสดีครับ
Hello, I love your t-shirt.
Thank you so much. Wonderful to meet you today, Jennifer.
You too.
Hey, that's legitimately a rooster. That's a rooster helmet.
That's a rooster.
I need to get his shirt. It's got Rooster's helmet on it.
He's already one of my favorite character ever, man.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Rooster is already my favorite character now.
Great.
Good. Did you make that?
No, it's on sale.
It's on sale. Oh, that's right. Go buy one right now.
After 3 decades, you guys finally did it. Top Gun Maverick is fantastic. Your hard work has been paid off. It's already one of the best sequel I have ever seen, man. So I'm gonna cheer for you.
Oh my God. I don't have it, but look, drink with your toast. The coffee's over there.
5 o'clock in Thailand.
So Joe, was it fun or scary to make a sequel to one of the most beloved film of all time?
Definitely felt the pressure from the very beginning because it's one of my favorites. So, luckily I had Jerry and Tom on the movie with me. Can't imagine doing that without them. Every day, Tom really pushed us to do our best work, and we wanted to live up to the high standards of the original film. And, hopefully we did that.
Top Gun was one of our favorites, and we wanted to bring it back to the screen. And Joe came along and came up with a story that actually excited Tom and myself and got the movie made.
In the film, you play as Rooster, the son of Goose, right?
Yeah.
So basically, you are also the son of Meg Ryan.
I know. I know. Pretty good DNA. I think it's wonderful. I loved Meg Ryan as an actress. I loved her performance in the movie. She's not in the original too long, but you just knew right off the bat that she was going to be such a star.
In this film, you play as Penny Benjamin. Who is she?
She's mentioned in the original movie. You hear them talk about Penny Benjamin, the Admiral's daughter, who Maverick had clearly been dating, had some relationship with.
With a history of high-speed passes over 5 air-controlled towers and 1 Admiral's daughter. Penny Benjamin.
And we see them again here, and you get the sense that they have more history than that together. They've been maybe in and out of each other's lives over the years. She's someone who knows Pete really well, and I think it's fun getting to see him in that context of that relationship.
Joe, did your directing style change when you are on the ground and the talent was in the air?
Yeah, it was a new technique because I couldn't be there with them while they were shooting those scenes. So it involved a lot of briefings on the ground and then rehearsals and a mock-up of the cockpit that we made. So it was different, but we had such a great cast on this film. They knew exactly what they needed to do. And when they came back, if there was any adjustments that needed to be made, we did that. They'd go back up and get it in the afternoon.
I'm afraid of flying. I still had to fly. I didn't know that I was supposed to fly in the movie until we were filming. I think they changed their mind and decided to add a scene in which I was flying.
They didn't tell you before?
No, I didn't know before. They told me we were filming. I was shooting another scene with Tom, and we were just supposed to be sitting in the airplane, and he started talking about it. But, it's Tom Cruise. You want to be really cool, so you're not going to say no. I didn't know.
Some people say that in the age that CGI can create anything, does it necessary to put an actor up in the sky?
Listen, CGI can do a lot of things, and we have definitely, progressed with the technology that we have. But let me tell you what CGI cannot do.
That's right. Bring it home.
That is, CGI can't do this to your face.
It can't.
It can't do this to your face when you're pulling G's.
That was only 6 G's. Give me
That was only 6.
Give me 8.
Oh, wow.
That's amazing!
Oh my God!
I really had no idea how tough it was and how tough it is to to be able to sustain that amount of G's and, you know, to still be able to act and give a performance. But luckily we had, you know, Tom Cruise really kind of guiding us through the whole process. So we were very fortunate. It's a really unique feeling that I'm glad I don't have to do it again, at least for a little while.
You can't fake what we do in this movie. The G's, the ground rush, you know.
Everything just too real for me. I got like a heart alert while I'm watching the movie.
Hangman's coming.
We were, you know, putting some of the footage that we were shooting up in the jets, and we were watching on the ground. You know, there was Tom was actually legitimately worried that it would be too intense for the audience.
Oh yes.
He literally said that. He was like, are people going to get sick? Is this going to be too much?
But that's what makes it special, though, is that texture, like the camera's going to pick up anything that's real, and especially Claudio Miranda, he helped develop these cameras, I think with Sony, right? The Sony 6K Venice, and so you have an award-winning DP that helps create a camera for the specific movie. It's gonna pick up everything, and I think that CGI, as good as it's gonna get, is not gonna be able to pick up that texture and that experience, that danger, the precision, everything about it is just, it's a perfect storm.
Right, Joe, this is a fun question. The aerial scene is so intense, so you need to tell me the secret. Who threw up the most on set?
Boy, you know what? The one who's been pretty open about it is Glenn Powell, who plays Hangman.
Fellas, this here's Bagman.
Hangman.
Whatever.
And what I need to let everyone know is even when he got sick, when he was done, he turned the camera on and kept shooting and finished his scene. So I got to compliment him for that. He never gave up.
Top Gun is one of the reasons I became an actor. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. So obviously to be an actor, getting to be a part of the legacy is pretty incredible.
And to me, it was one of the movies that I saw later on in my life. I was in college already, but it was the first time that I saw a movie that I was like, oh, I wish they would make a sequel of it in this. And then would there be a part for me? Would I be able to help tell this story? And when it came around, I was like, oh my God, this is perfect.
We all know that you guys been through a lot before getting on the plane. But how about the scene on the beach? How do you prepare for it? The bar is pretty high from the first film. Let's go!
I had so many friends asking me if there was going to be a beach montage. In our version, I didn't want to give anything away, but I mean, it is. It's an iconic scene, and it's one that hopefully you just stay away from the pizza and cheeseburgers and ice cream for a couple months, and then once it's done, you can kind of eat, whatever you want a little bit.
Everyone here is the best there is. Who the hell are they going to get to teach us?
Captain Pete Maverick Mitchell.
Why Tom Cruise is so perfect as Maverick?
Well, he's a terrific actor, and he takes on these characters. He works very hard at them, makes sure they're realistic. He hung out with fighter pilots in the first one. He knows exactly what they're like, and he tried to portray the best and the brightest of them.
He's amazing as a pilot because we were shooting that scene and there was another plane flying really close to us that was filming us, and we'd be doing these maneuvers where we would swoop down underneath it and sort of slow down, speed up, and at the same time we were flying right over the tops of the canyons, really close to the treetops, and we were doing a scene, and he kept looking over his shoulder and talking to me, so he managed to do all of that. It was very impressive.
It was special. I just couldn't be happier to be a part of it. He's just an incredible person.
Good morning, aviators. This is your captain speaking. Let's get to work.
So, what do you do when you see Tom Cruise putting on the Maverick helmet for the first time in decades?
I mean, I started to chant. I started chanting, Maverick, Maverick, Maverick. And then, thankfully, everybody else joined in, so I didn't look too foolish.
Just want to manage expectations.
Why this film is a must-see in theater?
Well, because of the flying sequences and the emotion and the characters, but the flying sequences are spectacular. You got to go see this in a big theater.
the flying is so visceral. So to see it on, like on a big screen. Also, it's a feel-good movie, and I think it's really fun to see a movie like that. It's like a celebration, which I think we're all ready for at this point.
That's why it's also important to see it in IMAX, is IMAX cameras have never been this small. So that IMAX experience, you can put these IMAX cameras all over this jet. So you're getting a perspective as an audience that no one in the world has ever seen.
Glenn takes one with him everywhere he goes. He's got a small little pocket IMAX
I only
camera.
shoot myself in IMAX. Yeah.
Here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
Forget the book. Trust your instincts.
The kind is headed for extinction.
Maybe so, sir. But not today.
Having any fun yet?
Top Gun Maverick คนที่ 25 พฤษภาคมในโรงภาพยนตร์
Lastly, I want to do this for my life. Only one thing I want to ask you, man. Do you feel the need?
The need for speed.
For speed. Yes, I do.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Love it.
And I think everyone's going to feel the need for speed after they watch this movie.
This session is mean the whole world to me, Jerry. I grew up watching all of your work. Also, Joe, I love all of your work too. I love your work so much.
Oh, thanks, man.
You mean whole world to me, man.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Was that Project X in there?
Yes.
Yeah, baby.
Thank
Love
you.
your work
Thank
so
you.
much. Keep doing a good work, okay?
Thank you
so much.
ถ้าคุณรักภาพยนตร์ก็อย่าลืมกดซับกดแชร์กดไลค์และกดปุ่มแจ้งเตือนเอาไว้เพื่อไม่ให้พลาดหลากคอนเทนต์สุด Exclusive เจาะลึกถึงหนังหลากหลายกว่าใครที่เดียวที่จอดอ Just Do It พิมพ์จารีตภาษาอังกฤษส่วนดูภาษาไทย
Love it. Hell yeah.
Can I just tell you?
How many of those have you had? You've done several. You've done several of these interviews. That's probably a 6-pack already.